I'm going to share a little bit of the journey that I've been on in learning to practice peace. And I'm also going to weave in a little bit of what I've been studying this morning in A Course in Miracles, because I think for me, it really just up-leveled a little bit the level of practice that it's asking of me as a student. But to take you back to where I started, I guess my original practice of peace really started just about 5 years ago at the start of the pandemic. And initially, it was beginning to take regular intuition guided walks where I was walking around the city of Toronto, just being really present to the feeling of the energy that was within me that I now relate to as God and love. At that time, I just related to it as a feeling of energy. And so doing regular walks, getting out, and connecting to that space, was my first continuous experience of practicing peace. Then after I gave up drinking at the end of June in 2020, it was a regular morning practice of just being present to that energy, laying in bed every morning, and then going and sitting on my balcony and being present to the energy that was all around me, and then practicing reconnecting to that before bed, along with a gratitude practice. And these have been the things that have continued on in some various forms since then. Most recently over the course of this past winter, I've really felt called into slow mornings that just allow me to sit and linger in the experience of that energy of peace. And what that's helped me to do is to really know and trust that my nervous system would be reset every morning, that it would start in a slow and gentle place. Because when I look back, that was always one of the biggest fears going to bed, was if I had a long to-do list, or if I was kind of getting up for a workout, that thought system was constantly on repeat as I was trying to relax into sleep. And so that was the opposite of peace for me. Those adrenaline rushes and heightened anxiety about kind of what I had to be on top of at the start of the next day. And then as I've been starting into the workbook of A Course in Miracles, today I'm on lesson 111, and it really goes into a deeper level of explaining some of what as a student of the course we're invited to take on. And so the first part really has to do with willingness. So it says, learning will be hampered when you skip a practice period because you're unwilling to devote the time to it that you are asked to give. Do not deceive yourself in this. Unwillingness can be the most carefully concealed behind a cloak of situations you cannot control. Learn to distinguish situations that are poorly situated to your practicing from those that you establish to uphold a camouflage for your unwillingness. And I can totally look back and see where there are things that I know to do that are in my best interest that I cloak with reasons and excuses why I can't do them. And so that's why I'm really leaning into this practice of giving my willingness to what's offered and asked for within the course, and I'll keep you in the loop in how I do. The next practice is read over the ideas and comments that are written down for each day's exercise, and then begin to think about them, while letting your mind relate them to your needs, your seeming problems, and all your concerns. Place the ideas within your mind and let it use them as it chooses. Give it faith that it will use them wisely, being helped in its decisions by the one who gave the thoughts to you. So my interpretation of this is that, and this is kind of consistent with the course up until now, is that it really is about applying these principles or the framework to our everyday lives. It's not an intellectual exercise. And a big piece of it is designed that, kind of inside of our design are these gifts and strengths that, if we give our faith and trust to them, will operate as they're designed to. Much like our heart pumps as it's designed to, or our breath operates automatically, these things, if we give our faith to them, will operate in that way as well. It further says, give direction at the outset and then lean back in quiet faith, and let the mind employ the thoughts you gave as they were given you for it to use. So again, it's just reinforcing that, we give the direction that we're committed, that we're willing, and then God and the design, how God designed us, will take over and operate as it's meant to. And then try to keep the thought with you and let it serve to help you keep your peace throughout the day as well. These practice periods are planned to help you form the habit of applying what you learn each day to everything that you do. And so it's both challenging in that it invites practice every hour and every half hour, recognizing that in the world that we live in, this is virtually impossible, and to begin to understand the distinction between willingness and reasons that we're not willing to commit. And so it's both inspiring in what it makes possible, as well as very confronting, and that I know these are the types of things that have felt overwhelming to me in the past, when I felt like I couldn't do them. But as I shared in a previous video, this is by far my longest one so far, that it took me 18 years from the first of Marianne Williamson's books that I read in 2004 to September of 2023, when I finally opened the course and committed to regular study. I hope me sharing gives you some insights and nuggets, because I'm a great example of somebody who could see the value, but some of what I perceived as the complexity or rigor of the course had me kind of keep it at a bit of a distance, but I'm really starting to get some of the deep value of the framework that it provides, specifically from the daily workbook. So, wishing you peace.